Greetings, I'm Jacob Frankham and I'm superintendent of Troy Schools, and I just want to present to you the draft plan that we have in returning to school this fall. We have four different phases. The first phase is phase 0. This is where school would be closed based upon whether the state requires us, the county requires us, or the district requires us. And so everyone would be on a distance-based program. All facilities would be closed and food service would be delivered to each home as we have done in the spring. So we have the phase 0 down pretty well. Phase 1 is a little bit different, and we've kind of gone back and forth on phase 1. And this is what we have proposed with everyone returning to school with the regular school calendar. Every day would be an early out day, and this would allow us to go in and do a really good cleaning and make sure it gives teachers some opportunity to do some prep work. The big part about phase 1 is that students will come in and they will stay in the same group with the same teacher throughout the entire day. So that teacher's not going to have very much prep time. After school is out, they'd be able to have some prep time to do that. And since they're in the same group, the students are going to be placed in very, very strict seating charts, and they're going to be distancing themselves as much as they can. There's no specific limit on how many students we have in each classroom, but we're going to try and make them as small as we can, between 15 or less students in each classroom. We're happy about phase 1 because we can get students back into the routine of school, take the burden off of parents, and really try to provide a quality education. What we want to do as far as facilities and activities is students will be issued gloves for gym and playground use. This is mainly for elementary students. We'd go in and disinfect playground equipment and make sure that it's usable. But we want to, again, have that sense of normalcy in the schedule of not just them learning, but just having a regular schedule and getting them out and about, because there's some activities that we're not going to be able to provide, such as music and maybe some other things too. As far as extracurricular activities, the Montana High School Association has not come out and given us their plan yet on what's going to happen in the fall. But if we were in phase 1, we wouldn't want to be passing the virus around. So all extracurricular activities would be canceled. Food service and all other activities, again, would take place in that classroom, in that group. If they're going to leave and go outside, they're going to stay together as a group there. In phase 2, we get a little bit more normal, where we have a regular school schedule and calendar. Phase 2 and phase 1 is not much different in the elementary setting. The big change is phase 2 for high school, where students can go to a different classroom. It does affect some things in elementary, but students in the period schedule that we have in high school, they're able to move from classroom to classroom. We would have students wear masks during that passing time, but that would be the time that they'd be wearing masks. And we will be providing masks for students too. Obviously, we'd be staggering lunch and recess, because the big thing we want to do is minimize mingling and grouping, so students kind of stay away from each other. Again, we're not sure what's going to happen with extracurricular activities. We're just going to have to play that by ear, and depending on what kind of situation we're in and what the school that we're playing may be affected also by this whole situation. Phase 3 is where we return basically to normal operations. There'd be some other things put into place, as hand sanitizer would be prevalent, and hand wash stations and things like that. And there are families, I'm sure, and a survey that we're sending out along with this announcement is to determine which families want to continue the distance-based learning like we did in the spring, that don't feel comfortable coming back onto school grounds for whatever reason. Mainly it's for they have an underlying condition, or one of their parents have an underlying condition. We do have a form to fill out so we can track that. It's going to be developed. It's the coronavirus distance education form. You'll be doing that in collaboration with the nurse, who understand the process that takes place, and that she can help and understand anything that she can help you with at that point. And then also just we're going to be prepared for any kind of eventuality. As we've seen in recent spikes, our teachers are going to be ready for any distance-based lesson plans in case the governor or anyone else shuts the schools down pretty immediately. We want to continue that continuity with our students. A couple different health considerations. We're going to have hand washing stations and sanitizer, of course, throughout the facilities. We're getting some mobile hand washing stations. We're going to have specific nurse rooms that can be sequestered away. Students, if they're showing any symptoms, we're going to have someone staffing that, overseen by the nurse. And so we can be in constant communication with parents and get the students the help that they need right away. You can read through some of these other things, but cleaning, we want to make sure that we're cleaning between classes anytime there's a new group coming in, especially in phase 2. With the period schedule, we would have to clean, we'd have to disinfect after every single class period, and teachers would be trained on how to do that too. And then we would be having someone go around and disinfect all the areas where students congregate, or there's a lot of activity such as bathrooms, playground, commons area, door handles, rails, and everything like that. And obviously we'll be disinfecting buses after each use. And we've changed up some of the bus routes on phase 1 and phase 2. Some of these routes, we're gonna have 2 buses that we're gonna be sending out, and making sure that we can socially distance those family units so we can stop the spread of this virus. So we'd love to hear your thoughts and ideas on this. This is not completely finalized. Again, this is always a work in progress. It will change again, I'm sure, because it seems like everything is changing with this coronavirus process and system. And just appreciate everyone's support and constant work and help in making sure that we're trying to provide the best education that we can. And so I hope everyone's summer is going well. Please, if you do have any questions, you can contact me directly. Please fill out the survey that's going to be attached to this, so we can start getting your plans, your thoughts, your ideas. And if your children are not going to be coming for one reason or other, we need to start planning for that too, as far as staffing and our facilities. So again, I hope everyone stays safe, have a great summer, and keep in touch.